Hello everybody. Okay, today we are going to talk about Java decompiler. What is a Java decompiler or a decoder? Okay, now we have what is called that show Java. Okay, this is the application which you have to use for show Java or decompiler. Why we need the decompiler and other things is we'll check why we need all those things later. Okay, this is in reference to servers, clients, and services and other things. Okay, usually they don't provide everything. When a compiler is written or Java source code is available and you have to write an application or something like that, you don't know what is there in the package. So for that you have to use what is called a Java decompiler. So today we are going to open up Java decompiler or a Java decoder. Okay, now I am going to open it. Okay. Now, I don't know what is there inside a service ultimate package and what is service ultimate package contain. So, for that, you have to use a Java decompiler. Now, how you do Java decompiler source and things like that? Okay, you go back and it asks for. Okay, now you go back. Open, then you say add. Okay, add. Okay, with the add it comes out as whether it is in the disk or in the running program. Okay, because you have installed the things like the package is just downloaded and kept and it is not, you don't know what is there inside. Okay, so for that you have to use this one. Okay, now it asks for all the things. Now say we take the case of pack C. Okay, now this is the pack C which you are going to use, so you do pack C. Okay, now it asks for decompiling what kind of things you want to decompile. Okay, now you can pick any of the compilers. Okay, JADX, Fernflower and things like that. So JADX, so version this one you are taking. Now we are decompiling the things. Okay, that is pack C, service ultimate pack C is being decompiled. Why we want to decompile? That is the reason. This basic reason is we don't know what is there inside, what kind of support system is there inside, whether it is network support system or SNMP support system or UDP IP system, or what kind of call system calls are available. Those things and all are you are not available. You can use the same thing for other things also, like for writing an application, other things, because you cannot go through the complete Java. Even if you go through a complete Java studying course, you have to know what is there inside a package to use the package. Okay, so what are the basic calls being used inside the package so that you can use it. So now we have decompiled the things. Okay, now what is the server's ultimate pack C? We have decompiled. Now it has got info. Okay, then icon. Okay, JSON, PNG, XML. You don't have to worry about these things. These are all the initial things which comes at JSON, PNG and XML are the things which are there as the initialization of the program for the package. Okay, what is the kind of package and other things. Now you go into SRC. Now there are two things. One is resident and another one is Java. Resident you can take it, but that is for graphics and other things. Those things are all come and press. Okay. Now you go into Java. Okay, now you go into COM. What is the, we want to see what are the packages inside. So we don't want to see what is this package, how it is organized and things like that. We want to see what is there inside the package. So you go into this thing. So it goes into ice cold apps, then Steric Sun and Sun. So these packages are developed by Sun Microsystems, Steric Sun and ice cold apps. Okay. Now we go into Sun, Steric Sun, or we'll go into Sun. Okay. Now what are the two packages that are available by Sun? One is Activation. Activation is a kind of programming this thing, and mail. Okay. Now we see mail. On mail you have what are the things that is available by Sun Microsystems: util, SMTP, POP3, IMAP and IAP. Okay, handlers and things like that. Okay, DSQ. Okay, so this is pack C has all these things. Okay, now we go back. Now we go into mail activation and activation registers. Okay, this we don't need. Okay, basically we don't It's register manipulation and other things. Okay, you don't have to need all these things. So we saw mail. So the complete mail package is available within package 2. Okay, mail package is what are the different kinds of protocols available within that mail protocol. Protocol POP3 is available. Okay, IMAP is available. IAP is available. IMAP is like SMTP is available. Utilities is available. Okay, utilities supporting all these things are available. Okay, these are the modules that are available within that particular package. So you know that SMTP can be used over that. Okay, now if you want specifically what kind of call and other things SMTP uses, those kind of things, if you go into SMTP, then you have the source, SMTP source, then you have what is called the there are different kinds of things within the SMTP source. One, we have the digest MD5. MD5 is a kind of encryption. SMTP address fail exception. So if you have SMTP address failure, then you have to call this thing SMTP address failure. Okay, SMTP address succeeded exception. So that's the SMTP message, how the message handling is done. This package has all these things. Okay, now SMTP output. Okay, stream.string. So these are the functions which you have to call to, let's see, output stream. Okay, transport. Okay, SMTP transport. Okay, we'll see this one. Okay, SSL. Okay, SMTP transport Java. Okay, we'll see this one. Okay, now if you want to use the layer or SMTP transport layer, then you have to use all that. So Sun has this thing. Okay, now com.sun microsystems has main utilities like ASCII utilities, socket utilities, features and buffer. Then it has Java IO features. Okay, input output Java IO features which is included. Then utilities, Java utilities. Then you have the mail. Okay, this is all regarding the mail. I told you it is that particular protocol is being called. So mail protocols are all here. That is what the package has. Okay, that is it. Now how you call? See, this is the basic call. Okay, now just see the pure class SMTP transport extends transport. So SMTP transport is the main call. So if you want to write a program or something like that, then you can use SMTP transport extends transport and use this function for your coding. Okay, that is how you should code your thing. Okay, if you want to overlay something on this, okay, so you can use this and you can see some of the things which he has included. Okay, in order to write the application, you can call this straight away. Okay, mail.smtp. So Java mail.smtp you can call, and you can use these functions for that. What are the SMTP transport extends transport? Okay, now it gives byte, new byte, string, character address. What is the address? So you have to pass all these parameters. Okay, what are the different parameters you pass? Okay, there are so many parameters for this. This is a session layer for SMTP. Session layer for an SMTP protocol. Now you want to do a transport of an SMTP protocol, then these are the things. One is session. Okay, now we have URL name, then you have another URL name, then this session URL name, then SMTP. Okay, that is the call you have to make. Now what are the parameters you are going to send? These are the local these are the variables you have to send it to it. Okay, something like a global variable and a local variable. Now some of the global variables which can SMTP transport extends transport. So these are the things you have to pass. One is static, final and all you cannot use. Final, static and all. Now you go into this. First thing is private address. So you can, what are the, when you call the particular function, then a particular object or something like that, then you have to pass an address, then data stream, you have to pass the data stream, then you have to pass the port number, default port number, then you have to pass a message exception. Okay, then these are the parameters. Hash table, you have to give the hash table extends for map, then you have to pass the address. Okay, invalid address or something like that. Then you have to pass boolean variable is SSL. It is a secure socket layer. So to check the boolean variable. So then you have to pass last server response. Okay, this is the string which you have to pass. Okay, line input stream. Okay, input stream. The input stream is another one. Local host name. So you have to pass the host name also for calling this function. Then you have digest RMDS or MD support. Okay. Then you have string name. Then string out. So if you have any kind of printing and other things, your stream out you have to call, and send partial failed. So failed, if it is an indicator of failed, these are some of them are the return parameters and the send parameters. So some of the things you can just leave it alone. Some of the things are send parameters. So set parameters you can use, like use start TLS. Okay, transport layer service. Okay, so see use star TLS. So it's going to start up with the transport service and send address and unsend address. So this is the basic thing. Okay, so you're going to make this transport call with this URL name and other things, and whatever you want to fill, you can fill all those numbers, valid numbers like SMTP 25 session disabled and things like that. So these things are the things which you pass. So within the class, your SMTP transport is the one. Okay, you want to transport a packet. This is session layer call. Okay, SMTP transport is a session layer call. One single for transporting. Then for receiving. Okay, transporting is sending. Transport means sending, receiving. So those kind of things. So transport, SMTP, you give all the variable names and you pass all the things and then you set it up. So this is how a decompiler is used. So in order to find out what are the functions inside, so that you can call all the functions and use them. Okay, without you can't go into a package, you cannot see what is there inside a package, then it is very difficult. So this gives an idea. Okay, so once you have these things, then you can pass the particular transport session or make a call and then use it. Okay, so now we saw an example of how SMTP port or extended. We saw what was the protocol. SMTP was one example. You can use the same thing for POP3 protocol, and what are the calls you can make within a POP3. Okay, so that for writing an application over it or higher application, then you can use these things. So this is how where you get all the things. Okay, now I went into all the things. How now I gave you an example of a server package. The server package that I used was server celebrate pack B, and there I got what was the package inside, what was the things inside, what was the protocol supported by the package B, and how to call that particular calls inside. Once you have those, you know all the calls inside, then you can make the call and write an application over it. Application over it is what is the thing you want to send and receive. Like an FTP package can be written over, a mail package can be written over pack B. Okay, so if you want to send a mail or receive a mail or something like that, you want to write a special application over a mail certificates. So you want to get group mailbox or something like that, a new kind of application you want to write, then you decode the things using what? A decompiler. The decompiler, anything, most of the executables, packages, all these things could be decompiled. Okay, why we want to decompile? Because we want to know what is there inside, so that you can use those things to write your own application. Okay, now here I gave you an example of how to decode a server's ultimate pack B and know what is there inside, so that you can use it for your application. Now we go out. Okay, now we know exactly what is there in pack B or pack C and other things. Okay, the last thing we decoded was server's ultimate pack C, and we know what are the calls being used. So basically it contains ultimate pack C contains main protocols relating to some calls which have SMTP. Those kind of calls was there. So how to use the SMTP calls, that particular protocol, and how to write a coding over that. The coding is very difficult. Okay, each package has got about 50,000 lines of code, 100,000 lines of code, but basic function, the major functions will be written on top. Like for SMTP, what are the basic major things, like how a SMTP transport call is made, and what are the functional parameters you have to pass, and what are the object parameters you have to pass, what is the data parameters you have to pass. Those things are there, and over that you can write your application and then complete the things. Okay, now we learned Java also, but what the problem is, Java has all the things, packages, different packages, you can learn all the packages, but using it is very difficult, because some of the packages, like once it is compiled and put in pack C, pack E and other things, you won't know what is there inside. So you use a decompiler and then check what is there inside, and then after that you can write your own application over that and then use that particular package, so you don't have to worry. The server supports those things, so you write a separate application and link it with this server, okay, Service Ultimate package, or you can link it to other things, okay, because basically it's a Java package which is there, okay, and then you can use that. Okay, now we go out. So we say service, okay, server search, okay. Now we saw what was the Service Ultimate was the package that was used, and for that the package was package B, service pack A. This is the service pack A. Pack B was the one which we decoded and found out what was there. SMTP was there, and it was written by Sun Microsystems, and part of the things for the utility handlers, everything was written by Sun Microsystems. There are other things written by other companies. So, but we know what are the things available, which company were developed and what kind of things, how did it go, and where do you get the package stored. So you don't have to know all the things what Sun has, but you can use those packages and call those packages and then use an application over them. Like if you Google Drive is want to write, they cannot go and ask for things. They just know the overlay, what is there inside, and then start using their packages and writing their own applications. So if you want to write your own applications for a Service Ultimate or any packages, then you know what is there inside a package and start using that as a client server model. And for a mail that was FSP was a support service for this particular pack B. Pack B is the one we decoded, and that is particular things. Okay, so this is how you decode and then use the thing and then call that particular function and then use it. Okay, now we saw SMTP. So we have email server, okay, easy in the simple SMTP server. So simple SMTP server, okay. Now this application was written over that you have to know, okay. This SMTP servers was included with all the packages that was written, and this simple SMTP server, this server. So if you want to do a client, say mail client like email was written over that, okay, SMTP. It was using SMTP, and this particular package like email for Hotmail, Outlook, or email for Apple. So actually Hotmail and Outlook use SMTP protocols, okay, or IMAP protocols. Okay, IMAP is a different kind of post office protocol. So there are three things. One is post office protocol, SMTP protocol, and IMAP protocol. Okay, IMAP protocol is if you want to do Hotmail transfer over the internet, then the IMAP kind of thing. So most of the Outlook and other things use IMAP only, because the latest version of all these things is IMAP. So some old protocols are still being used like POP and other things. POP is like kind of like, well, it will be there, but because there was too much of delay, nowadays people use Outlook or other things. Okay, so Hotmail was actually by POP and SMTP, and Outlook is probably IMAP. Outlook is uses IMAP. IMAP is a different kind of protocol, same thing but in a different format. Okay. Now simple SMTP server I put it. So if you want to test anything, see he has written application test SMTE. Okay, this is an application he has written. Okay, this application was written using those calls what was available in the service certificate, and the Java code was there, and you can use the thing and then decode the thing and then find out what is there inside the calls, and you can make the same calls, write an application, then use a compiler to compile the Java code. Okay, how to compile, how to create a Java environment, how to create this thing, those and all are comes under a different session. But right now we have a basic idea of how these things work. Okay, how a server works. What if you want to make a call to the server and you want a client to write a client program, or you want to write a particular kind of application, then you can write an application which uses this one Java Server Ultimate, or you can write your own servers kind of things. What are so you can use Java packages and use your own thing. But if you want to know somebody else is using the thing and you want to write an application for that particular thing, like Service Ultimate, if you want to write some special applications to link with Service Ultimate or things like that, then you can write your own packages. Okay, this is just like gives an idea of what is there inside the package, how a particular package is written, what are the functions inside a package, so that you can follow the same kind of method to write your own application. And if you want to create your own different kind of structural lines, then you can use those things. Okay, so this is an example of how you can use a Service Ultimate package. Okay, so that's all for today. So you know how to decode some of the things. Why we started with a decoder instead of encoder? Because Java, to learn Java, it's very difficult. So immediately you cannot do all the Java complete learning and other things. So you follow some of the packages that is already available. See how it is structured and what are the things available within those packages and how they use those packages to achieve a particular kind of application. So what are the session calls that was available, what was the transport calls that was available, what was the session call that was what was the presentation calls that was available, and what was the final application package that was produced. So those kind of things is available. So this is an example. So first thing, you have to use a decompiler to use those things and see how you can use those things, how to organize those things, because organization is a very difficult process. So you have to know those things, to organize those things, and how to write an application. Once you have an idea of how to write an application, then you go into Java, you learn all the Java coding, what is JVM, virtual machine, and another things. Okay, JVM and all you don't have to learn right now. For you, you have to write an application for a server or a client. So you use a decompiler, have a rough idea of how it works. You can follow the same kind of method to do the things, and then you create your own environment for simple programs, writing simple applications, and then you use JDK. That is a full-fledged development kit. Okay, Java development kit. Okay, that is full-fledged. That we can see it later. For now, it is over. With this much is enough for today. Then we will do it later. Okay. So today we saw SMTP, UDP running over your TFTP running over UDP, then SMTP. We opened up a package, see how we decompile the package, found out what are the functions available within that package, and we want to write an application. You can write your own application using those functions. How you decompile, how you do use a decompiler, and what is the package you use a decompiler for, and what is there inside the decompiler, why decompiler is very useful in writing programs. So those things you have to know, how it is organized, those things and all you have to know. Okay, before you get on to SDK and other things. If you know SDK already, then you don't have to worry. JVM, if you know entirely what is there inside a JVM and other things, you don't have to worry. But you have to know how to write an application. Some of them use Sun Microsystems kind of calls and some of the things. So most of the things are written by Java, JVM, JavaScript and things like that. HTML, some of the things are written by HTML. So each company has different kind of formats of writing applications. So you have to know. So mostly Java related things and all will be written by Sun Microsystems, and part of the Java things there available in Microsoft, Google and other things and all. So they have their own libraries and other things for writing their own applications, like Google search engine. Okay, then other things. So each one is company proprietary. You can just use them as an overlay to write your own applications. Once you have written your own applications, then you can put it here in the app page and then use it. Tomorrow we'll see how to package, how to kind of like write an application, how to package, those kind of things you can see. For now, you know what is there inside a package, and later we will see what is a compiler, what is a Java compiler, why we want to compile. Compile is Java interpreted kind of compiling is a bytecode compiling is needed, because OS we need some kind of encryption, because we can just make it as a kind of script, but we need some kind of encryption, so that once we have the thing, it is just right. You can just have it as a contained thing. Okay, so that you don't have to somebody comes and dismantles, overwrite some things. so you don't have to disturb the already written code. Okay, so for that only you use Java compiler. Okay, Java is like a core kind of thing which is covered, though you can and JavaScript and all runs over that. Okay, so it is contained. Java actually contains all the things, but it is an easier thing. It can write in, you can just put it in any platform, so you don't have to worry so that, oh, I am going to use this kind of system, that kind of, like Apple or something like that. So you don't have to worry about those things. Once you write in a Java code, then you can just compile it and then use it on any kind of things, and write an application and put it on Android. You can put it on Google. You can put it on Sun Microsystems. You can put it on Apple Microsystems. Once it's completely written, application is written in Java code. If they have already the Java VM, Java virtual machine running on the systems, then you can use it and then run the applications. Okay, that's all for today. We'll see you next time.